So most people think you need a big audience to start a brand. I had 0 followers, no influencers, no massive launch party, just a smart ad strategy, a framework, and one product that solved one problem. And I see a lot of people talking about these numbers, but I would rather just prove it to you than to have you speculate. First up here is Becca Grace. They are a small town boutique based here in Texas with a big mission to spread the gospel through their fashion, bold faith messaging, and a clear niche. They use organic content and mission-driven drops to build a loyal following, crossing over 6 figures and growing fast. They basically post every single day. They have very little following. Even at the beginning, all of the followers have really come from ads. There's not a ton of engagement for them on social, but inside of ads, they're actually generating a decent amount of sales. So the last 30 days, they did $388,000. Now, at the time of this recording, it is a J month. If you are not familiar with the boutique world, January, June, July are some of the toughest months to try to grow in this space because travel, people are saving money, like they're spending time on vacations, etc. So ad spend was down about 10%, total sales were down about 3%, net profit down a little bit, total ROAS, this is a blended return, so every dollar we spent, we made $4 in return. So $388,000 in the last 365 days. This brand did over $4 million. All right, $4 million. Number 2, this is Birth of a Royal Child. So this is a premium streetwear label that combines not only royalty, but symbolism with urban grit. So they've had some really cool, let's just say, not necessarily even launches, but just bigger players using their products. So Megan Thee Stallion has used their stuff. They've had some other A-list celebrities use their stuff, mostly in the hip-hop scene. And so this has helped launch and grow the brand. All right, so in the last 30 days, this brand hit about $160,000 in total revenue. Their launch campaign specifically, again, lots of UGC, some scarcity, some urgency to help validate the product. And the price point was, you can see average order value is about $400. So super high quality product, amazing brand, great leadership, and just the ability to just continue to focus on one thing and scale forward. So the third brand is based out of the San Francisco area. It is a take on student athletes NIL deals, so name, image, likeness, and you've probably seen the bigger deals for like these #1 draft guys and these top players for football and basketball, but this brand in particular is very focused on helping the smaller guys, maybe the people at community college or the people who are at D1 but maybe not at the highest level, but still getting deals, still helping them pay for their college and to help these people out. They did $337,000 on the back of very clear messaging to a very specific audience and just some really great content. They started local, targeting community-driven causes. They really targeted people in the San Francisco area. Okay, so now we have some social proof, and now you guys are able to listen. But first, I just really wanted to say a quick hey, howdy, and hello. My name is Aaron, and alongside my business partner, Christian, we've built this channel for you, clothing brand owners, so that you can take this knowledge and build the businesses that you deserve to change you and your family's life. In the last 12 months, we've helped over 300 clothing brands just like you scale online. And if you found any value so far, please make sure you hit that nice little like and subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any of the latest content. It really does help. And now, if you do this in the next 3 seconds, I will share with you my favorite Jurassic Park movie. No. Just the second Jurassic. Yeah. The Lost World.
Lost World. They went back.
Yep. I like that one a lot. A lot of T-Rexes had in that one. Raptors, T-Rexes. The first one's a little slow start, and then you do get the T-Rex stuff. But the second one, you already know what to expect. There's a rescue mission. You got a lot of stuff going on, and there's just a lot of T-Rexes, which, I love. So I want you to imagine a circle, and in the center of that circle, there are 3 rings. So inside of this circle, you have the struggling avatar. This is the customer who is stuck or frustrated right now. You have your unique solution. This is the mechanism that solves the problem, the better, faster, or cheaper, whatever that may look like for you. But you do have to actually solve a problem. So this is your unique solution. And then you have the future pace hero, who they become after buying from you and actually making the actual purchase. Everything starts from the center, because if you don't know who your customer is before and after they work with you, you'll never know what content to make, what ad hooks will land, or what offers will actually convert. All right, so from the center, we draw 4 arrows that define your growth strategy. So number 1, I call this the 5 ones. This is the simplicity multiplier. And honestly, I'm gonna call it the 6 ones because I actually changed it up. So You have one audience, one message, one traffic source, one offer, one product for 1 year. This is the simple formula, and if you look at almost any 7-figure brand, this is how they grow. Every 7-figure brand I work with narrows their focus before they actually scale. Most people spread themselves too thin. 5 products, 3 niches, 7 traffic sources. That's not brand building. That's wishful thinking and honestly wishful marketing. And it's probably the reason that, people say to be everywhere. And I do say to be everywhere. I think that you should, but you have to laser focus on the things that actually do matter. But you got to remember this phrase. And I say this a lot to our program members. When I say a lot, I mean like literally every call I'm on. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And if you ever work with us, I would love for you to work with us. But if you ever work with us, you have to understand that results tomorrow, scaling up so fast that it just has no strong foundation will just mean that you're flat the next day, right? I'd rather you not ride the roller coaster. I'd rather you just go like this, smooth up and to the right, okay? That is a much better trajectory for your business. We're not trying to last 10 months, we're trying to last 10 years. So slow is smooth and smooth is fast. One audience, who is your niche? Who are you going after? One message, what is your clear message to who you're going after? For example, if I was a streetwear brand based out of Texas, and let's say I'm focused on Christian streetwear brand based in the Dallas area, which is kind of where we're at right now, I would figure out who my audience is. Maybe it's Gen Z, maybe it's millennials. What's my message to them? Dope streetwear for people who like to wear, fashionable things today, but also just a dope streetwear brand who also do care about expressing their faith. What's the traffic source? Where is your audience at? Create the traffic. It's also got to be like a Venn diagram of where's your traffic coming from, and then also where can your audience afford it. Sometimes people go after TikTok and the price point is too high, and people on TikTok aren't able to afford it. Maybe Instagram makes more sense. So find that traffic source. What's your offer? Does not have to be a discount. It could be free shipping. It could be a free gift. Figure out what it is. Maybe you're going to give everybody a devotional for a 365-day devotional that you wrote out, or a video series or something. So what's your offer? One product. You just need one winning product. In the beginning, I know you don't have a winning product because you're just starting out. But eventually you figure out maybe these shorts. Shout out to Fitment. Maybe the shorts are your best-selling product. Maybe your shirt is. Maybe your dress. Find out what the category is, the product that you are going to sell, and just double down on that one product. And then I need you to do this for the hardest part. 1 year. That's a lot of time. Not really. You know how fast time goes. If you're watching this video, you know it just continues to speed up. 1 year to a 7-figure company is not that long. You can do it. You can put in the work. I trust you, or I believe in you. One of the two. Maybe I trust you, maybe I believe in you. I don't know. Both of them. All right, so area number 2, this is content. This is your testing ground. This is organic first. Organic content. Before you spend $1 on ads, use organic content to test. You want to test angles, hooks. So angles, just the way that you're approaching the market, the way that you're going into the space. The hooks, which is like the first 3 seconds, which could be a visual hook. You could bring this camera in. You could bring something, like think of a visual hook. Also the words, again, the first 3 seconds of this video, I used a hook. Your product beliefs. So tell us more about what it is about your actual shirt. Like, why is it a great Christian clothing brand? What makes you different? Objection killers. You have to be a Christian to wear this shirt. No, you actually don't. Like, whatever the objection is. Maybe it's the fit. Like, oh, it's a Christian clothing brand, so the quality is going to be bad. Like, okay, kill those objections. You don't need a huge audience. You need feedback loops. For example, use carousels. 100% use carousels. And this is kind of I would say the way that I would frame this is, if you're just starting out, I need you to post at least once a day. But if for the go-getters, the people who are actually trying to build a brand, I need you to post them 3 times a day. I'm reading Cameron Haynes' book right now. It's called Undeniable. He was talking to his son Truett, cool guy, and he has been running. Truett has set I believe, the pull-up records, for Guinness Book of World Records for pull-ups. And he was just talking about how no matter what you do at anything, whether it's content creation, for example, if you guys go watch any of our super old videos like 2, 3, 4 years ago, it was cringe. You could probably watch this video in 3, 4, 5 years and it'd also be cringe. If you want to get good at your craft, you've got to put in the reps. Same thing for content creation. I've never met somebody who was good at content creation who didn't put in the time. Plain and simple. So many people are looking for shortcuts. That is not going to happen. So if you work 3 times more on something than somebody else, you have a much higher chance of success. Okay, so 3 posts a day, preferably 2 reels, 1 carousel, and I want you to do about 5 to 7 stories per day. What I mean, like stories, like Instagram stories, okay? So 5 to 7 Instagram stories, and show the behind the scenes. What's actually happening? What's going on in here? What does this room look like? You guys need to see the behind the scenes. That stuff on stories is extremely helpful to nurture the relationship. So reels, carousels, expand out, reach new people. Stories, draw people in, nurture the relationship. Think of it as like the email and SMS of your world, okay? You've got to find things to create content. Now, does it always have to be business related? No. It could be personal, it could be business related, it could be team related, it could be product, it could be behind the scenes, it could be manufacturer. It's just, Gary Vee says it's the best, which is like, it should be this and this and this and, not or. There is no or. Just create content, put it out there. You're going to give yourself a chance of success. So the OSO is Optimized Store Owner. It's a program that we have for clothing brands trying to get to their first million. And there was this guy who'd been sitting on his launch for probably like 2 or 3 months, just waiting for it to be perfected and just fine-tuning everything. And then he finally just said, screw it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to create content. I'm going to create a founder story. I'm going to launch this thing. He went to bed that night, woke up, got his first sale. Like legitimate first sale. He would have never had that sale if he didn't actually take action, if he didn't actually put himself out there, if he didn't create the content and didn't actually launch. You've got to, and I said a lot of actuallys there, but it's true. My suggestion for you is please, please put in the work there. This is a huge pillar for your success. All right, look, y'all, if you're ready to get more clarity on why your clothing brand isn't growing like it should be, you can schedule a free strategy call with us. All you need to do is pick a time on the calendar that works best for you. There's a link in the description down below, and there are limited spots as you would imagine. So do it for yourself right now. Alrighty, so number 3 is paid traffic. This pillar is absolutely important. As don't create demand, they amplify the actual belief. And again, kind of going back to here, what is the struggling avatar, your unique solution, your future pace hero, and then once you've proven it organically, let's put some money behind it. So once you've tested offers and angles organically, we build simple ad structures. Very simply, I would just take what's working organically, and the only thing that I would do is literally change potentially the hook, the beginning part of it maybe, or change the ending of it to have a call to action to make people actually buy, because organic is more so catching people's attention, not really saying buy this. So take the organic, make it a little bit more salesy, put some money behind it. Then I would go through what we call our content scaling strategy document. That's a long freaking word, but don't got a better name for it. So go ahead, and I'm pulling it up now. It's very simple. So inside of this, you need to do a couple of things. So select a focus, find your offer, your concepts, so your creative, implement. And if you want this, by the way, you can just comment the word scaling down below and I'll send you over this document. But you need to find out, is it evergreen? Is it gonna run forever? Which hopefully you find that one product and you can run it all year round. Find your offer. Again, what is the actual offer? You can see here, this framework matches a lot of what's happening with the paid ads. It's not rocket science here. The point here is to be simple and to follow these 2 things. Okay, so find your offer. I got some examples here. Creative concepts. I love before and afters. Everybody does. What's life like before? What's life like after? Right? You see the connection here? So here's some examples. We have this all inside of Foreplay. If you want links to it, I got hundreds of examples. It's just some ones that I have linked here. But you can comment the word Foreplay, and there's hundreds of examples of content. Implementation, what does it look like? So if you used DCT previously, we've now moved into flexible, but it doesn't really matter. This is just the launch sequence and how you review things and how you scale. But you've got to be doing paid ads. Put gasoline on that fire. Start the fire, scale the fire. All right, so the 4th part that completes everything here is branding. So what is branding? So many people have different definitions, so let's define it here. Branding is a pairing of 2 things. So what is brand? Most people think it's logo. Logo is literally just Greek for name, which actually doesn't mean anything. It's just the name of the company. But so what is branding? Branding is a pairing of 2 things. So for example, if you are a Christian streetwear brand and you happen to connect yourself with somebody like Forrest Frank, which you can put the 2 of them together, that would be good branding, a good association. If you were a race car enthused brand, okay, if you partnered with somebody like NASCAR, the pairing of those 2 things would increase your brand lift. You've got to do that here because it builds trust. Branding isn't your logo. It's the emotion that somebody feels every time they see your product, but honestly, it's what they associate you with. If you hang out with the wrong kids, as your parents always told you, you're gonna get labeled that way. If you hang out with the right kids, man, you got a better chance of having some success. Trust comes from consistency, so the same message everywhere. So organic and paid, same message, same consistency. Branding from association. Community. Do people talk about you? They probably do. Go Google yourself. You need to be able to tell the story, right? I mentioned this earlier, your founder's story. I didn't actually mention it in this video and when I was previous recording. One of the best things that you could possibly do, create a founder story, post it organically, perfect it, create variations of it, different hooks, put money behind it. I will tell you right now, that's the cheat code. If you got a founder story and you can resonate with people and you continue to perfect it, you will make money. People want to know, are you relatable or just another store? So we layer in trust into every part of your system so that even cold prospects feel like they know you. After watching that founder story, they'll get to know you. For example, you guys don't know, but maybe you do know, right? I'm from a small town in Kansas. I grew up playing sports. I played football and basketball and track, and I ran track in college, and then started to do long distance, and then I went to KU, and then I graduated from there, and now I live in Texas, and I have, a wife and 2 daughters, etc. Like all of those things, right? I could go into different stories and different examples to tell the story, and some of that may resonate with some of you guys. Some of it may not, but the whole point is when you create it and then you put money behind it, you have a chance to break out, you have a chance to resonate with somebody, and that is what generates sales. At the end of the day, 7-figure clothing brands. Now you may be asking yourself, this just seems too simple. To get to 7 figures, I know it seems like it's such a far place away from you. Even the brands that maybe you are hitting 7 figures and you're trying to hit to 10 million, all it does is it comes back to this, right? It's the little things and the big things, but really, most people do not spend enough time right here and figure out who their actual audience is. Okay, so now you know the strategy and the framework behind building a 7-figure business. It's time to run ads like a 7-figure business owner. Go watch this video on Instagram ads for your clothing brand right here next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button before you head out. Peace.